France is also trying to deal with swelling numbers of newcomers. In the port town of Calais, bulldozers have started to demolish sections of a notorious migrant camp, the one known as the Jungle. Now, it had just taken, we should say, a few months for the makeshift compound to balloon to the size of a small town. You see it right here, housing up to 6,000 migrants now trying to cross into the UK. The Jungle has a main street with shops and restaurants. It's also got a church and several mosques on the territory. Its own theatre as well, run by volunteers. Also schools as well, and a library. We can show you here, these are the brand new containers that will host up to 1,500 migrants relocated from their tents. Now reporting from the ground in this camp, RT's Polly Boyka.
These are the newest arrivals in Calais Jungle camp, government bulldozers. They're starting work on clearing part of the tent city.
The migrants are, if we can say, invited to leave the towns, to go in kind of containers or the facilities that have been fitted. And what the mayor of Calais is asking is to reduce the total number of migrants, to reduce the place, because we just can't afford to have 6, 7, 8,000. It will be reduced one way or another.
Calais' deputy mayor says times are changing for the Jungle that's grown into a full-scale town with cafes, restaurants and even its own radio station.
There has been a lot of things created there, which are illegals. They must disappear. As simple as that. They must disappear.
So all those cafes and restaurants, they all have to go?
They will have to close.
But that's easier said than done.
Well, this is part of that area that's been earmarked to be cleared by the authorities here, by those bulldozers that have come into the camp. But many of those that were living here haven't actually left. They've simply taken their tents and their shelters and moved them to elsewhere in the jungle.
This is the government's container camp that the refugees have been invited to move into.
We heard the England government have a decision to take us from this camp to the England because we are here. We're just waiting for the,
So there's a rumor that if you're staying in the containers, you might be first on the list to be given asylum in the UK.
Yes.
But others, like this group of Pakistani men, say they won't budge from their makeshift shelters. They're worried that the new camp comes with conditions.
They try to remove our tent, our houses. We will not live there because we want to live here freely. Okay, not in a closed camp. I think it is like a zoo, so we didn't want to live there.
So you prefer being free in the wild?
Yeah, free in the wild.
Over in the town centre, locals have mixed reactions towards the authorities' initiative.
They want to go to England. Let them leave. I don't understand why they don't just let them go there. Let them follow their dream.
Either way, they are here, so we should accommodate them. If we don't do anything, they will still be here.
There are camps everywhere. I don't know if they have a genuine reason to be here, but there will be more people coming because they are fleeing war and problems.
Despite the authorities' push to clear up the camp, it looks like a rocky road lies ahead, and the change won't be smooth. Reporting from Calais, I'm Polly Boyka.
Now, the camp and the plight of its inhabitants attracts much attention from the outside, but it's not always welcomed. 2 Dutch journalists were attacked by a knife-wielding gang while filming a documentary.
Hey, help me.
Well, photographer Toon Voten described to us exactly what happened.
While we were walking around at the edge of the camp, it was a day when people were moving their places because a zone of the camp will be evacuated. And suddenly, out of nowhere, 3 people jumped on me. I had not seen these people coming. I was not filming them. I don't know where they were coming from. And they suddenly jumped on me, and the rest you can see on the video. It all went very quickly. And luckily, some other people, the 2 or 3 other refugees from the camp came to our rescue.
Migrants living in the jungle have long been the bone of contention between Britain and France. It's seen bitter arguments over who should host the migrants as they arrive in Calais, hoping to make it to the UK and take advantage of the welfare system there. London is reluctant to take them in, leaving Paris mostly to deal with the newcomers. Meantime, volunteer organisations and human rights groups have hit out at the living conditions of those stuck in the jungle. There are also concerns among locals of increasing crime and gangs running the area. Toon Votten again says with his documentary he wanted to show how things really are.
We put it very clearly in the text with the little clip we posted that some refugees attacked us and some refugees helped us. So basically all we want to say is you have good refugees, you have bad refugees. I was a bit annoyed at most of the coverage which portrays all the migrants as poor victims. You have some very decent, intelligent ones which are an asset to this nation. And you have other ones who think they are entitled to change British immigration law, which I think it's pretty amazing. I've been traveling 25 years around the world in war zones. This is by far the worst place I've seen. They're absolutely not in control. They have a very improvised policy. It's based on emotions. It's not based on a thought-out strategy. This is part of the future where immigrants and poor people move to outside cities and create their slum-like societies where there is very little hope, no hygiene, no education, just violence.